What's up, you friggin' geniuses? So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to solve proportions that have variables in them. So there's kind of two main methods you can use to solve for these. The first one that I'm going to show you is cross multiplication, okay? So let's start with this first example right here. 4 over 7 is equal to x over 21. Okay, so how do you solve for x right here? Well, if you're going to solve this using cross multiplication, all you have to do is literally cross your numbers and then multiply them together, okay? So here I would do 4 times 21. So let me write that out. 4 times 21, and then I'm going to set that equal to my other cross, which is 7 times x, okay? Or in other words, 7x. Okay, so now I have an equation right here that I just need to simplify. So 4 times 21 is equal to 84, right? And then that's equal to 7x, all right? So how do you isolate x by itself right here? Well, in order to get rid of this 7, since we're multiplying, we would just divide, okay? And we would divide by 7. And remember, what you do to one side of an equation, you do to the other side, okay? So then these 7s would just cancel out. So on this side, we're just left with x. And then that's going to be equal to 84 divided by 7, which is equal to 12. Okay, so your answer here would be x is equal to 12. Okay, so that's the first method. So now let me show you the second method, which I think is a little quicker. So in this case, I would just ask myself, okay, how can I get from 7 to 21? Well, I could multiply by 3, right? Because 7 times 3 is equal to 21. And if I multiply by 3 on the bottom, I have to multiply by 3 on top. Okay, so what's 4 times 3? Well, 4 times 3 is 12, right? So then here you get x is equal to 12. Okay, so you get the same answer, right? So it really just depends which method you like more. Pick one, stick with it, and you will do great things, okay? So let's just try a few more examples here. So now we have 5 over 2 is equal to 35 over n. So again, to cross multiply, you could draw a cross, and you would multiply those numbers together, okay? So I would do 5 times n, or in other words, 5n, and then I would set that equal to my other cross, which is 2 times 35. 2 times 35, okay? Now you just need to simplify some things. So 5n is still 5n, and that's equal to 2 times 35, which is equal to 70. Now, in order to isolate the n over here, we have to divide by 5, right? And divide by 5 on both sides. So these 5s cancel out, so on this side we're just left with n, and that's equal to 70 divided by 5, which is equal to 14. Okay, so your answer right here would be n is equal to 14. Now again, if you want to use the other method, you would just ask yourself, how do you get from 5 to 35 here? Well, you just have to multiply by 7, right? Because 5 times 7 is equal to 35. So if you multiply by 7 up here, you also have to multiply by 7 down here. So what's 2 times 7? 14, right? So then n is equal to 14. So again, you still get the same answer. So now let's just try a couple more examples, and these are going to have negative numbers in them. So again, first method is cross multiplication. So we're going to cross multiply those numbers right there. So I'm going to do negative 3 times y, or in other words, negative 3y. And then that's going to be equal to 10 times negative 18. 10 times negative 18, okay? So now simplifying some things, negative 3y stays as negative 3y, and that's going to be equal to 10 times negative 18, which is equal to negative 180. Okay, so now in order to isolate y right here, I need to divide by negative 3, okay? And if I divide by negative 3 on this side, I got to do the same thing on this side. Okay, so on this side, the negative 3's cancel each other out, so I'm just going to be left with y is equal to, so 180 divided by 3 is 60, okay? And then a negative divided by a negative is a positive, right? So then here, y is equal to positive 60. Okay, or again, if you want to try it the other way, so how do you get from negative 3 to negative 18? Well, you would just multiply by positive 6, right? Because a negative times a positive is equal to a negative. And then 3 times 6 is equal to 18. So again, if you multiply by 6 up here, you got to multiply by 6 down here. So what's 10 times 6? 60. Okay, so then y is equal to 60. All right, let's try one more example. So again, if I'm going to cross multiply, I'm just going to cross them like that. So here I have a times 5. So a times 5, and then that's going to be equal to negative 25 times 6. Okay, negative 25 times 6. So now let's simplify some things. So a times 5, I can rewrite that as 5a, right? Same thing. And then that's going to be equal to negative 25 times 6, which is equal to negative 150. Okay, now in order to solve for a right here, I'm going to divide by 5 on both sides. Okay, so then these cancel out. I'm going to have a is equal to negative 150 divided by 5, which is equal to negative 30. Okay, 150 divided by 5 is 30, and then a negative divided by a positive is a negative, right? So a is equal to negative 30. Okay, or one more time, the quick way. So here I would just say, all right, how am I going to get from 5 to negative 25? Well, I would have to multiply by negative 5, right? Because negative 5 times 5 is equal to negative 25. So then I'd multiply by negative 5 up here also. So what's negative 5 times 6? That's equal to negative 30, right? So negative 30 is equal to a. So again, you still get the same answer. So if you found the video helpful, definitely leave a thumbs up down below. And if you have any other questions or want to see any other examples, just let me know in the comment section below. Also, there's a couple playlists attached that I think you'll find helpful, so definitely check those out, and I'll see you there.